Hello there. Yes, yes, and we successfully made it through. Um, okay, it looks like we're live, and I know I'm still live, so as far as I can tell, I am anyway. I appear to be breathing and have that customary pulse and things like that. Drake, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Yeah, I am D Swagger, and this is D Ocean or D Ocean Swagger, and this is D Ocean's Deep Woo, and we do the deepest of woo here. We talk about the wooiest stuff you ever knew, and that includes magic, mysticism, everything cryptid, space, non-human intelligence, whatever, what have you, spirits, and just anything of interest that the so-called sane people kind of say, woo, woo. Well, you know what? It's like that's our life here. Uh, we don't have anything like what you'd call a normal life, so none of that bothers us. And we try to bring you the backup, and like I've been saying for a while, we're practically a support group for magical people, for star seeds and shaman and people who need really to be heard and find friends who understand when you're living that life beyond just a normal life. So that's so-called normal life. Hello, lady spellbreaker. How you doing? That's so-called normal life. What the heck is that for some of us, right? So I thought tonight my subject was, hey, September 23rd. Oh my goodness. Something was supposed to happen. And why was something supposed to happen? Well, predictive programming. And if you understand, hi, Project Sky Falls. Wow. And Drake, we haven't seen Drake in a while. Yeah, we are a sport group for like minds. That's right. We basically help each other through all of this madness and still having to deal on this plane with people who just don't get it, okay? And they can't get it. I mean, some of them it's not really even their fault. They're not they don't have the experience. They don't have, we have a different experience of life than they do. An entirely different experience. So, but the 23rd of September, I guess there were many, there were programs, there were cartoons, there were movies, and of course, we know predictive programming. Um, oh, you're adjusting to working a job in the world? Oh, yeah. Well, good luck with that. I'm serious. Boy, that is, yep, that's going to be interesting. Kind of reminds me of when on the Charms TV show they got jobs and we're trying to work just regular mundane jobs while they were doing all this magic and everything. Um, it's not easy. It's not easy. But so the predictive programming, people are kind of onto that. I mean, it's like they'll have something or other, some kind of disaster, some kind of thing in media, and lo and behold, it mysteriously happens. But in this case, it didn't. And and there was also, I believe there was a Monty Python like that. And it was somebody talking about a thriller. It was like, and then suddenly nothing happened. There was no severed hand in the bush. There was no, it was Monty Python. I'm pretty sure it was Monty Python that did that. It was a totally average, normal day. Well, I guess people got, let's face it, I guess people got disappointed this time. But is it because, oh, you're manifesting some land in a new car? Well, good. And James is in. Hey there. Hi there, everybody. Project, Project Skyfalls is in. Michelle, let's see. So, gosh, we got people filing in, which is great because the last show I only saw maybe three of you. Um, oh, okay. Okay, I see. Okay. So, anyway, I'm there going, okay, well, if something's going on, but I am not, getting the usual bells and whistles, uh, except the ones that I've been getting. It's like, yes, yes, there's stuff that's coming down the pike in a general way, but nothing really too specific. Until it was like the day before, or no, the day of. It was like the 22nd. I woke up and I'm calling Gemini, and I'm saying, I woke up and I'm feeling like something, that same antsy feeling that I had just before 9/11, that same kind of feeling like, ooh, something, something's wrong, and so there's something coming down the pike, but I don't exactly see it. And so we talked about it a little bit, and then I started seeing more of it. But what it was not, it was like something that it felt like we could just avert, like we could just and stop it. And it was, had to do with Mr., Putin. It had to do with him addressing some people at some kind of a huge conference, some kind of a big conference addressing other countries. Um, and it felt like it had something to do with the guys, the Richmond, north of Richmond, screwing around. And we didn't have time to think about it very much. Just we just put it out there. We just started putting it out there with our friends, and put it down the pike. Look, nothing's going to happen. This is funny. Regardless of predictive programming, nothing is going to happen. Okay, nothing's going to happen. Nothing big is going to happen at all. And lo and behold, all of the predictive programming just fell right through. Nothing, nothing much happened. And I'm glad. Hi, the Conscious Evolution channel. They do stuff at least twice a year to make us think some major event's going to happen. Interesting, though, being the equinox, I did feel some reality or timeline shift. Well, you know what? Conscious Evolution channel. Hi, Chloe. How you doing? Yeah, exactly. I felt a shift, but nothing bad. Now, this is it, folks. I think this is what's happening. we're getting ahead of it. I was on John's show earlier today, and I was talking about this. We were talking about it. We're getting ahead of them now. We're getting ahead of them. We see the planet. We see what the background is and all this crap. And somebody says, "Wait a minute, they're predicted this. They predicted." Okay, well, we're going to make sure that those plants go. I think we can do that. I'm pretty sure we can. I'm sure they want us to manifest their timelines. In fact, how many times have I told you? How many times have I told you guys on this channel? You are divine. You are creators. You are divine creators. You create. And haven't I said, the people that mean us harm actually use our ability to create against us. They need us to create. They really can't create. So they have to create through us. And we weren't biting this time. We weren't doing it. We decided, no, we're going to create a normal day, just a normal, lovely, and it was a pretty nice day in September, a nice equinox. You know, absolutely nothing happened that anybody has brought up to me. So, exactly, conscious. They want us to manifest their timelines through our fear. That's what they've been doing all this time. But it's falling apart. Do you think it's ironic tropical storm Ophelia went to Washington, D.C.? Yes, Ophelia represents the waters like divine feminine rising type waters. I think it's exactly very ironic, not just ironic, but quite appropriate, and shows that there is a sense of humor in the universe, right? um, and the post-tropical cyclone has been going to England. Yeah, uh, we're, you know, this is wonderful to get this realization, to get the backup on this. Though, is that everybody's like, okay, we have an event, because I mean, you could say, how are you going to prove a negative? How are you going to prove that anything was ever going to happen anyway? Um, well, there is a history of these predictive programming events happening. So you can't prove it, but you can find things that point to that. That something could have happened. Yeah. But yes, exactly. The veil is dropped and they can't hide anymore. It's that has gone away. Magical. Brian visiting you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Send some sun to Seattle. Oh, yeah, we can try that. Let's see if we can get some sun. Okay, now this is interesting. Then I hear Dan Winter, who I don't know if you're subbed to his channel or not, or if you've ever heard of him, but he has a scientific viewpoint about magic. And he uses great big words, and it's right on the edge of me not understanding him sometimes. I understand him, but if I were to try to explain to you everything that he talks about, I couldn't do it very well. But you know, when he talks about uh, plasma phase wave conjugation, you know, and the soul, or you know, yeah, it gets kind of deep. But uh, he said but I'm listening and I'm kind of keeping up with him because he's getting technical about something. But then all of a sudden he starts talking about, and then that's why you see when you see a shaman driving a storm, you also have to know that the storm has fallen in love with the shaman. And that's how they're able to control it. And I'm like, did he just say that? So, in other words, he's using all this technical and scientific kind of jargon, but then all of a sudden just throws down, well, yeah, what's happened is the elements have fallen in love with the shaman, and now they're going to do what the shaman wants, basically. And I'm like, well, yeah, he does get it. Just, because I'm thinking, well, he gets it from an entirely different technical viewpoint than I get it. No, he got it. He got it. That's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do. It's exactly what you can do. You can talk to it nicely. I'm not kidding. The forces of nature, sure you can. Talk to them nicely. Make them fall in love with you. Have that bond. I know this sounds way out there, but then he went on to explain in very technical terms why that works. And it has a lot to do with the vibration. Once again, we're talking about the vibration. We're talking about the frequency. We're talking about the way that you perceive things being a big factor in how things go in your life. And this is something we always talk about. So I'm there like, well, good for you, Dan. you know, it's um it's really quite amazing that we've gotten this far. So let's see. Dana. Okay, who's Dana? Is that conscious evolution? Oh, we're all the conscious evolution. Well, you know what? Okay. You know, this is interesting, Dana, because tomorrow I'm going to be on again and I'm going to talk about, you may be a white hat if, and just the fact that, you know, people think, the white hat is some kind of group with a hierarchy, and there may be parts of it that are. But what it really is, yeah, it is another way to say it. And there's more than one way to say almost everything, isn't there? The conscious evolution. Yeah, exactly. Yes, love begets transmutation. See how smart you are, doggone it. Yeah, we are, all of us, the conscious evolution. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. And so please, I hope you come back tomorrow. Um, uh, yeah, I was having trouble with I just trying to put out an advanced message that I was coming on and it wasn't letting me do it. So I just came in, just heck with it. It kept putting it for tomorrow. So I was like, okay. Finally said, heck with it. I'll put one out for tomorrow and then just come in tonight, see who comes. So and it's wonderful that I did because Now, Dana is here with us, and I say welcome, and you are home. Please make yourself at home. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm running my phone internet. Yeah, I'm using my phone. BPD is here. Hey, how you doing, Ben? So Ben is here too. So we got a lot of people here. And isn't it something that I'm just coming in and people are finding me? What a thought. It's like last time I came in, hardly anybody was finding the channel, and it was odd too because it was a reading night, which usually I have a whole bunch of random people coming in for a card reading. Um, it was kind of odd. Oh, too bad you're at work. Oh well, but it's good to see you. So here we are, and you're right, the conscious evolution, and we probably, and I'm sorry, but you can argue all you want. You can't prove a negative, of course. You can't prove that something was going to happen because nothing happened. I've tried to explain this to people. I've done this a lot, really, in my life. But there is no way to prove that because you did something, nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. But when we know that it is true, nonetheless, I think we should give ourselves and each other a little applause, acknowledgement, the realization that something was trying to happen but didn't because we were not powering it. We were just not not in the mood for any more bullshit that day. Okay. And so the whole day, not one F was given. Okay. We just we're not. Now, see, we got to keep doing that. Not manufacturing any bullshit for them. Um, that makes things worse. Not allowing our fear to be used against us. Not allowing our ourselves to be driven by panic and anger and fear and well all those negative all of those uh, I don't know that it's always negative. Like sometimes you're afraid for a reason. It's a good reason. You don't want to do something, and it's not really the same kind of fear though. You don't want to do something because it's dangerous. It's just really dangerous and it's stupid to do. Well, that's not bad. But all of these emotions that are trying to be provoked in us, like the end of the world and, WW3 and whatever, um, we don't have to build that. We can choose differently. And now that we know that how predictive programming is, we can say no. We can just say no. We can look at that date, and if anybody's got a prediction or a date that we need to knock down, let us know. I mean, we'll all jump in there with you and say, "Hey, for the good of all, you know, if it's something that has to happen, okay, there are some things that maybe have to happen for a good reason, maybe to wake people up because there's still a lot of sleepers. There's still a lot of people who are um, still not. I cannot believe how many people in my building here where I'm living who I went to a dinner. I can't believe how many people were not still not with them. They're just not awake. They're still, I mean, we're in the middle of this, the sad old sock puppet, at the helm and saying, oh, and this woman's going, oh, but so and so, that's bad. And, you need to vote Democratic in order to change all that and whatever. And I'm like, voting Democratic is what got you what you got now. I don't care how you vote, really. And I don't know that it's really all it's doing is giving our opinion because we have the electoral college and Congress in this company. No, I was right the first time, wasn't I? Company. It's more of a corporation, the way it's run. We have the electoral college. And we've already seen that if it's between our vote and the electoral college, it's the electoral college who makes the decision. They just want us to think that we've got some power. Maybe we should make sure that we've got the jump on all of this. Whether we know exactly how to fix it or not. And we don't know, we don't consciously know everything. Okay. So whether we know how to fix the situation or not is not important. Somebody does. Okay. And if we put our creativity towards that situation is going to get solved, then it will get solved. Somebody will know how to do that. One of us will have the ability to do that. Because remember, we're not just one little person. We're not even just one little group of people. We're all over the place. People with consciousness are all over the place. People who are awake are all over the place. So somebody, and by affirming that this is going to work out and this disaster is going to come to naught, if it be for the greater good and not interfering with anything that has to happen, that we are exerting our will here and using our ability to create in a positive way, even if it's just in that, and suddenly nothing happened. And, when I thought about it, I thought, this is so funny. I got to bring it up to the crew here. I got to bring it up to the crew of this ship, this stalwart and hardy crew that we have here, whatever that means. But yeah, the enlightened people that we have in here, the incredible people, I think you're incredible. I hope you know that. Yes, sidereal astrology. That's another thing. We need to get Heather back on with the astrology for the month. Hi, Trey. SW is going for a swim. SW is going for a swim. Sorry, I'm negative. I don't like Indians. They work with the man. Trey. Well, hi, Trey. I'm not sure what exactly, if you could expand on that, but what you mean by that. But okay, if that's your opinion. It does feel like home. Yes, please consider it home. If that's the way you think, you're definitely at home here. You're definitely with family here. Yeah, unfulfilled people they want that drama. They need it. They need it. They need the drama. So, Lady Spellbreaker, how about Wednesday? How you fix for Wednesday? That we'll talk about what's coming in the next month. Is that time enough? Right. We got an eclipse coming up. We need to talk about the two eclipses. Hey, Trey. Yeah, you're from John's group, right? Yeah. Well, it's good to see you, hon. And I'm not sure exactly what you mean by your statement, but that's okay. Maybe we can find out what you mean, and I don't know. Maybe I could agree with you if I understood it, or maybe not. But whatever it is, you have a right to your opinion here, and doggone, you have a right to your opinion anywhere. Um, whatever it is, you don't have to agree with every darn thing, but I just want you to understand that really. Oh, you keep missing the shows because I get up at 4:30 to work Monday. Ay, I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry, Lady Spellbreaker. I'm sorry, Heather Dawn. Yeah, and I miss yours because I got somebody over here. Usually at the time that they're on, there's usually people here. And it's like, oh shoot. I can't I can't pay attention. If I come in, I can't pay attention. I can't listen. I can't really, you know, I can't really pay attention to it. I'm glad you made it. Do you need me to make the time period earlier? Like, could you come in Wednesday if we had it early? Yes, we'll do earlier. Oh, the Shoshone Indian atmospheric rivers. Oh, Lilith. Okay, well, Trey, we need to talk about that because I'm not entirely sure what all's going on with that, but we can figure that out. Yes, sure. Um, oh, would a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday work? You know what? It's unusual for me to do a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. As a matter of fact, it's not one of my. Okay, I'll tell you what. And I have been thinking of this to changing to Friday because Saturday and Thursday I have somebody coming over until 8, and it's tiring. By the time 8 o'clock comes, I'm done for the day. Um, but there's a certain amount of prep that I have to do to be able to do any of this. So, and mentally as well. But so I don't want to come in like I have sometimes come in so dragged out, tired. I try to avoid doing that and sometimes not even just coming in because I know I'm not going to do a good job. But I have been thinking of Fridays. How do you guys feel about Friday? You know what? Yeah, miracles are coming. Yay! Yes, okay. So how do you guys feel about Friday? Um, I will make it Friday at the usual time because or do you want to make it Wednesday earlier? Um, okay, maybe Friday and earlier, kind of a special program because probably Friday I could start at 8. Okay, we'll work it out later. We'll work out a day when Lady Spellbreaker comes in and tells us we got till next month. Okay. Now there is something that's due to happen the 3rd of October. Whatever it is, let's work on our new superpower. Okay, and make sure that October 3rd and 4th are nothing bad. That if anything happens, that it is for the good, that it is actually a great thing. Mercury retrograde's been Mercury's been station direct. Oh, last month. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. That was last month. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So next month, it's like, then it's the 4th that something's supposed to happen. Okay. So how about, okay. And then 1010 Pluto stations direct in Sagittarius, which is my, in old astrology, my sun sign. But stations direct in Sagittarius. Isn't that interesting? Pluto stations direct in Sagittarius. I got to look at where my Sagittarius is now. If you would help me with that, Lady Spellbreaker. Mercury and Venus are both direct now. That means they're going to be going back through back through everything. So that they've been going through. So they'll be going forward through all this again. So here we go. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So let's keep in mind that whatever it happens, let's go a step farther than nothing happens. Let's go a step into something happens that's really awesome. Let's go into that, into our creativity where maybe we're not sure exactly what's going to happen, but we know that the fall comes in the fall. Okay? We've been getting that message for a long, long time. And it's not the fall of something good, it's the fall of something bad. So let's use our creativity that day is going to be something, and we'll see how it goes. And it's not going to be anything bad. It's going to be something really good for the earthlings here. You know, some of us are not originally maybe earthlings, but we're here now. So Pluto will head back to Capricorn until 20. Oh, that's right. And yeah, my progressed is Capricorn. Man, we got to talk, girlfriend. I need to talk. We need to talk. The endings of addictions and materialism. Interesting. What does that really mean to us, the world at large? What are we addicted to, and what exactly is that? Okay, so gonna be, but oh, you're double Capricorn. Um, wow, Project Skyfall. So whatever it is, it's gonna be double for you. Okay, it's good. Yeah, good for the collective, and just good. Hmm. And I am confident that at some point I'm going to get my license back too, and a car at some point. Yes. So, okay, just something really good is going to happen on the 4th. Remember, the way you get things to happen, the law of attraction really works, is you put it in your mind that you already have it. Okay? So we already have it in our pocket, victory. But we've known that for a long time. Look, we've been victorious actually for a long time. It's just we've had to live long enough to see it happen. but we've been victorious. And I know I've already made it into the next vibration because, or frequency, because back in 12, we already went through that process. And remember, things are not necessarily linear as you move up. Okay, hang on. I'm going to have to. Doggone, do I have any of my stuff? Pardon me. Pardon me for a minute. Okay, I'm going to grab something. I can't believe I don't have anything just lying around. And here I have like tons of copper stuff. I was going to try John's approach because I got a real sudden headache as I was talking about this stuff. Let me try something here. So, what's the first thing I try? I get on here. This is copper. Okay. That work. Is that going to work? I already have copper here. Okay. So I'm going to put. Ah. Okay. I'm working on some jewelry that is going to be for our defense. That is changing things. Okay. Some extra copper. I'll put on some amber as well. Okay. That is changing things. Okay. I'm going to be making some jewelry. John's been experimenting with some tech. We're working on some tech to help us with some of these energies that are getting directed at us and smacking us in the head and giving us headaches and so on. It's a cure. We can't say cures and so on. It is built or designed to ease the Stockholm syndrome. No, not Stockholm. Why did I bring that? No, Havana. Doggone. No, not Stockholm at all. The Havana syndrome that some of you may have heard of. And it has to do with copper. So we're testing out some new devices to help us out. Fortunately, they're not really complicated. Right. That's right. That's my birth sign. Hmm. So, okay. I'm going to be in other words, we're going to be developing some stuff to help us with some of this energy that's going out to help us kind of balance it all out. Hmm. So we're working on that. And copper is one of the very conductive materials that we can actually afford. So, okay, so basically, we've seen that we can drive the weather, drive the storm. If it's a storm coming up, earlier on John's show, we saw that it looks like they're going to use water. They're going to try to do something with the storm, maybe. When we did a remote view on Saturday night in John's class about what's coming next, um, it looked like there, okay, something spinning. That sounds like maybe a storm, like a hurricane, tornado, something. But all of us were getting, most all of us were getting water imagery. It had to do something with big bodies of water, right? A lot of water, something by the ocean, by the sea, is what I was getting. Some kind of a water event. So, I am the ocean, and I'm saying it's not going to be anything bad. They're not going to drown the United States if that's what. There's a state of emergency wanting to be declared because, by golly, this shit's hitting the fan, in a word, and they need an emergency to be able to get us to get in line. Right. I'm not giving out any medical advice. I'm just doing this jewelry that might, it's like, they say copper jewelry might be good for arthritis, that kind of thing. It's purely anecdotal. Oh, yeah. Um, but yeah, hurricanes, yeah, are going to Canada, Spain, France, England. It's hurricane season. Yeah, I'm thinking hurricane. That's okay. Because like Dan Winter said, how does a shaman actually steer that storm? It's by having the storm fall in love with you, having the elements fall in love with you. You know what? It's true. And that love, that feeling of love. Now, I know there's going to be some people who are very scientific or something that are going to say that's crazy. That whoa, how are you going to do that? But really, it's exactly how I do it when I think about it. I really think about it. It's like I send out this love wave to wherever it is, and that love somehow transmutes that storm. It changes it into a friend. And realizing that storms come in to clean house. That's what they're for. So if it's storm season, it's cleaning season. Okay. And so our goal should be to let them do their cleaning without doing the harm. It's like, let us not throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. But we can have those storms come and do their job without doing any serious harm. And maybe that's what we need to be thinking. The divine realm said use the elements. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, the white clouds. And yeah, I remember walking in somewhere and somebody goes, daughter of the white wind. And I'm like, I am? Oh, yeah, I guess I am then. Yeah, no, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So that I get recognized as things. It's like, oh, I am? Oh, yeah, okay. Now that you explain it, yeah. Am I part of the conscious evolution? Yeah. Of course I am. Am I a daughter of the white wind? Yeah, I guess I am. Am I a messenger of the white winged collective? Yes, sometimes I am. So am I a white hat? Yeah, sometimes I am. I think I am. What does it mean? Like I said, tomorrow night, let's talk about exactly what the heck that means and what we'll turn it into whatever we want it to be. Because that's one thing that David keeps telling me. Um, he says one of your best talents is transmutation. Well, that's a Saint Germain thing. And Saint Germain, I don't want people to get the wrong impression. He's an ascended master, but he's also a guy. He spent a life as a person too. He went through the Earth School, and he's like a good friend, an upperclassman who's already been through this. He's already done his ascension, and he's done his ascension, and he's been given the job of master of the violet ray of transmutation. And he's an old friend of mine, as it turns out. I mean, from way back. So I don't always hear from him all the time. But in cases like this, where we're using the violet fire all the time. Okay. The violet flame, and just imagine the violet flame. The violet ray is the transmuting ray. And David keeps telling me that that's one of my best things, is that I change a negative to a positive. I change a, a thing that could be disastrous into something that's actually a good thing. Um, which is when I had it in my mind. Remember, I don't know. Some of you were here, some of you weren't. When I said, let us make it so that the next version, the next variant, so that one of these variants, one of the mutations of the dis-ease will give us immunity. And that was, and that did happen. So we had a step down version that was granting people natural immunity to certain things that we are not going to mention directly, because we've already done enough. But you know what I'm talking about. So we'll go into that maybe a little bit more at some point. But we did get immunity, so even if now there are more things to come, we're going to have a layer of immunity on us. So it's not going to be as able to hurt us. That is what immunity is, basically. Um, uh, to protect yourself. Well, what do I think? You've heard what I think. You've heard what I think, Lady Spellbreaker. Yes, I am planting a garden in my living room and in containers. Okay, Lady Spellbreaker, we'll talk later. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk privately or something when you can, around your schedule, dear. And wishing you all the best in your job. And I hope you get that driver's license and car soon, love. And I wish you all the best. Okay. Yeah, copper in the ground, exactly. Lately, I've been hearing about electroculture. Just found out about it. And that's once again copper wire. And I have some copper wire coated with silver, and I'm going to try it. Electroculture for the plants to make them grow better. I think we're on the edge of a revolution. I think we're on the edge of a revolution of how to get things to work in our favor. And I think for a long time, we'd get right on the edge of it and then we'd get cut off. I, I don't think that's going to happen this time. So, okay. Okay. Conscious evolution. Okay. That is a lot of misdiagnosis, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of misdiagnosis, it really is. It really is. A lot of, and you know how I feel about it. I feel like that all of that should be allowed to happen when they're old enough and not until, and we should not be steering them in that direction. We should not be steering people in the direction of transitioning until they're old enough to know what they really want. I mean, we go through a lot of phases as we grow up and as we're kids. We go through many where we try on many realities, and that is normal. But if we're doing something that's permanent, that's permanently going to change our lives, that's a big decision. And that should be held off until later. So, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Well, once again, it's an attempt to control our consciousness. Okay, it's an attempt to use us against ourselves. That whole thing is what's it going to do? It's going to make a lot of people sterile. What's the agenda? Depopulation. So, and do the people even realize at that age what that is, what that means? You know, are they even being told the facts about that? It sounds like a lot of the time they're not. They're not being told the consequences. Puberty's hard. It is for all humans. That's why there was always a rite of passage in the older cultures. There was some kind of rite of passage to let you know, okay, now you're an adult, and adult behavior is expected from you. So you're not a kid anymore. You're not going to be regarded as a kid anymore. And it was a very important time. So, right, right. You just quit drugging children. Yeah, absolutely. Quit drugging children, first of all. They're they keep using that as the children as a pawn. I'm sorry, but that's all they're doing is they're using children as a pawn to control us, to drive us to do this or that. And we have to just keep saying, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to put up with that. You know, we're not going to put up with any of this bullshit. We're just going to say no, whatever it is that is going on that's trying to make it crazy. Unfortunately, some of us are going to have to homeschool. I think right now, if there are any out of work teachers, they need to somehow come together and make schools that don't suck. It would be very popular right now to have somewhere to send your kid that you are sure that they're not going to be idiots when they come out, that they're going to be taught things that is going to help them, a curriculum that's actually going to help them instead of making things worse, making them stupid. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Probably the age should be something like 25 at least. Before we consider that kind of stuff, you should probably be dissuaded until you're at least 25 from that kind of thing because a lot can happen. And even at 25, you're still going through stuff. Right. Mhm. So, okay, Heather, Dawn, for sure. I agree. We should actually have that anything life changing, permanently life changing. You should wait. You should wait. Wait and see what you really feel like. Now I know people get married much younger. I wonder about that too with the divorce rate we have. I don't think it should be disallowed, but certainly not encouraged to marry too young. But if people are really quite certain, what are you going to do? Right? Um, some very young relationships last forever, last all through their life. I think it's an individual basis type of thing. But genuinely something that's happening to your body that can't be altered, you should you should be of an age when you had some experience. Okay. Okay. So people, as far as driving the storms, as far as riding the storm out, too, um, I think once again we have, and it's funny because Dan Winter is basically explaining why. Is Mary here? Mary didn't make it in here. Paired rents parents get divorces. Find a bat. Okay. Yeah, protect the children from the crazy people. Yeah. Protect your children from the crazy folks. And if that is people at the school, then we have to take them out of the schools and starve the beast from the energy it needs to do its harm. And we should always do that. Just starve it out. Not give it what it wants. If it wants if it wants us to jump into something, that's exactly we should jump the other way and err on the side of caution. Because when was the last time that we got herded into something that was good for us, right? So, yeah, riders on the storm. Exactly. Riders on the storm. Into this world we're born. To this earth we're thrown. How does that go? Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we just got to starve the wrong, the negative stuff from what it wants. Just not, it's like one of the things I learned because I grew up in such a dysfunctional place, such a dysfunctional household, is you don't give the negative stuff what it's craving. You don't give the monster what it craves because it'll just keep coming back and waiting to get fed again and again. If anything, you just starve it and say, no, I'm sorry, not giving you that. You've got to seek elsewhere. I will not give you that. And I learned not to. Now, it was very difficult because I was a kid, but I learned not to give the fear, not to give the argument, not to give, and still to this day, I went to this dinner. They were looking for an argument. Somebody was looking for an argument, looking for me to argue with them. I stated my opinion, said, look, there's a lot to this. I don't have time to discuss it with you. See you later. I will leave my truth at somebody's door if they want to think about it. If they don't, it's their bit. That's on them. I will not argue. Mhm. Into this world we're thrown. Yeah. Yeah, into this world we're thrown. Into this life we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Yeah. Yeah. What you feed, right? The two wolves, what you feed. So if people try to make an argument, what I do is I'm just like, okay. And I mean, and I've ended conversations with people exactly that way. You think what you want to think, and I'll think what I think then. And you go your way and have a nice day. Right. Yeah, they need the drama. But one day, and you know what? This has just happened over and over again where I said something, and maybe years later, people come back and go, you said that, didn't you? You said that. I remember you said that. It's like, I probably did. Yeah. I don't remember, but if you remember, probably I did say that because it sounds like something I'd say. Like, actually, I did predict 9/11, although I was at a bar and uh, sometimes when I get very relaxed, all of a sudden, boom, I just blurt things and they turn out to be true things. And that was one of those times. I was very relaxed, let us say, and I was just blurting, and all of a sudden it was just zip, and I just blurted out to one of my friends, "Oh my God, I finally see what it is. They're going to blow it up. They're going to blow it all up." And then she was trying to get more sense out of me, and because I was tipsy, um, I was kind of I don't know. I just see all these dark clouds, but it's not smoke exactly. It's more of a dust cloud, like the Ohio dust storms, and it looks more like that, and on, yada yada yada. And she reminded me that I did actually predict 9/11. So, like, oh yeah, I guess I did. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Drum stud Mary. It is Mary, right? Speaking of Mary, love wins. We're going to talk about we're talking about that. Love wins. Love is how you steer a storm. Love is how if you can get the elements to fall in love with you, they'll help you. They'll do whatever you want. They'll help you with whatever you need. So at least I've found that in my life. I have definitely found that when I'm loving on something and I'm how beautiful you are, and I'm loving my plants, I have got to show you, you know what? And maybe tomorrow I will do that. Or maybe, yeah, maybe tomorrow I will set it up so that I can show you what my plants look like. I planted my beets last night. They're sprouting. I'm not kidding. I planted the beet tops. I took just the top, skimmed the top off of a beetroot. I took the bigger tops off because I eat those, and I just skimmed the very top of the beetroot off where the leaves all come out, and I planted it with the stem part, that little stem part there above the soil. They're already sprouting. They're already sprouting. My yams that I put in a week ago, the vines are down to the floor. Now, how does that happen? Well, but I've been loving them. I've been feeding them the fish water, uh, which is a nice, uh, a nice rich fertilizer. So they've been getting regular fertilizer, fish fertilizer. And those little fishies make a lot of it. And the plants love that. And the fish love having the plant roots down in the water. It cleans the water. It's been cleaning the water for them, and they like hiding in the roots. It's a very nice situation. Then I have my other plants that are not directly in the water that are getting fed with fish water, and everybody's happy. It's a very nice little ecosystem, and I'm going to amp that up with the electroculture and see what the electroculture does. But, am I going to get Jack and the Beanstalk out of that? Am I going to get Am I going to turn them all into magic beans that I can climb to another place? Um, Nurturing and love promote growth. They do. So, yeah, I hope I can overwinter them. I hope the apartment gets kind of cold, so I hope that I can get them hardy enough that they can make it through the winter. Another thing I'm doing is I have bought solar lights of various kinds. And I bought some solar string lights, like Christmas lights, and I'm going to put them up all over the place so that we've had the power go out. We have the power go out here every now and then. So I'm going to set it up so that, and just as a matter of course, I don't need hardly any electric lights, hooked to the power grid. Now, John is saying that the LED lights are dangerous if they're hooked to the grid, but they're not. They're going to be solar. So I'm basically already, although I'm not living in an Earthship, I'm partly converting my place to a garden in solar. So I'm actually taking the steps that are like that, even though I am living here in an apartment. Okay. Yeah, I'm a progressed sun in Capricorn, so Pluto's going to be all over me for a while, right? For the next couple of years. I better make good friends with Pluto. Better get Pluto to love me. We'll work on that. Maybe Pluto already does. I don't know. Yeah, I'm growing so far purslane yams, those nice yellow yams from, is it Japan or Korea? Somewhere. They're supposed to be so healthy, the yellow yams. Um, I'm growing those. I don't know how long it'll take to grow those roots back. I don't know how that'll go. I'm growing carrots. I'm going to try to grow carrots. What I'm working on is carrots, onions, so far, yams, beets, purslane, and watercress. I'm probably going to add beans. I already know what kind of beans I want. I want the purple dragons, purple dragon strings. Hello? Hell hi. We might have to raise hell before we lower heaven. Well, let's see. My Scorpio. I have Mars in Scorpio born when I was born. Mars in Scorpio. Planet of passion and war. Ooh. So, but yeah, Pluto. I need to find out where my Pluto is, Lady Spellbreaker. Heather Dawn. I need to find out where Pluto is in my chart. I need to go look at that. Oh, good. Yeah. Well, I'm friends with Saturn. I think Saturn and Jupiter were my mom and dad. Not my physical mom and dad, but I mean, they're conjunct 1 degree in my chart. Yeah, microgreens. Yeah, I'm going to do microgreens. I'm planning that. I'm already doing fermenting. I'm going to soon be doing canning. So, yeah, I'm acting as if I already have my lovely off-grid place. I'm already partly off-grid, right? I am starting to light. I have some of those nice lights that they put that they put in a garden, those garden spotlights that are solar. I have some of those too that I put in right into my plant pots that I'm setting near the window. So I will have lights. I'm going to get a bunch of solar lights so that I will not have to worry at all about having no light when the power goes out here, as it does from time to time. Yeah, and a tent. Yeah, that's the next thing. That's the next thing I'm going to have to go for is getting them clearing out enough of the back rooms so that I can move them into the back room, get a tent up to keep them warm, and have myself a little greenhouse back there, maybe. I don't know what a Viper Spectra is. Oh, Pluto in Leo in the sixth house? What's the sixth house, Lady Spellbreaker? I'm not really good with that. What's the sixth house about? So, these things, remember, if you fake it till you make it type thing, don't be afraid to do things that are like a foreshadowing of what you want to happen. You want to attract things and manifest things. I have put up in my room here tapestries of a beautiful forest, the kind of place I grew up in, beautiful forest country. That's what I want. I want a place in a beautiful forest area. And this is a beautiful area, really. I'm not terribly unhappy with Ohio, except that it gets cold here, but we can maybe mitigate it. I have been mitigating it so it's not as bad. The storms here are not as bad, not that bad, but still, um, as a matter of fact, well, maybe we can change that entirely. But I really, in some ways, I love Ohio. There is so much beauty in Ohio. Um, the farming areas, the forests. We have the most beautiful parks and forest areas that I feel very at home in. So I basically made my bedroom a forest here, and still represents health, but more about the sun health, vitamin D, energy levels, and talents. Okay. Okay. Yeah, copper kicks ass. Okay, you know what? And I'm making a lot of jewelry. All the jewelry I'm making recently is silver coated copper jewelry, and in some cases, gold coated copper. So I'm making all copper. All of my wrap jewelry is now copper with copper core with a silver or gold coating. Okay, we'll talk about it privately because you're telling me you need to get up at 4 in the morning. It's nearly 12, love. Well, I don't know what time it is for you though. Well, good. Ross Star sent you the update, the 13 house system. Good. Yeah, I need to talk about that. I need to really get serious about what's in there, what's coming up for me. If I'm going to have Pluto for 2 years affecting me, I'm going to need to get ready for that. I'm going to need to get on to that, working with that energy. Pluto is a pretty powerful energy. That's transformative. Pluto is very transformative. Oh, oh, that's why David's been saying that. The transformation is one of my super skills. Oh, this could be very positive. If I take it that way, if I make it so, this could be an extremely positive time. Oh, yeah, we got to talk. As they say, that changes everything. Yes, much love. And thank you so much for your knowledge, sharing the knowledge, the supernatural, the organic, and our unique abilities in healing and grafting. That's exactly what I'm working on. So I guess I'm in tune with it. I guess I'm in time. Copper is good. Yeah, copper is good to me too. Copper is the bomb. I shouldn't say it like that. Copper's great. Copper is a boon. Let's put it like that. See how we grew up? To us, that was a good thing. Copper is the boon. Um, yeah, I'm wearing, this is wrapped in copper, blue calcite that I put on when I got the headache. It's like, more copper, more copper. I am going to make, I keep threatening to do it, but I'm really going to do it. I'm going to make hats with defense built in. I'm going to do it. Yes. Yes. Well, Dan Winterwood said to say something about wave phase conjugation, but in a simple way, we would say, yeah, love wins. When when your aura reaches coherence, that's when you really get the power, so to speak. Ah, Have the power. I got the power. Yeah, that's how that goes. I got the power. Okay. Love and peace. Yep. So I guess I'm meant to be a transmuter, which means that's why I'm good friends with, that's why I'm close to a big brother. I'm not in the bad way, but my bro, uh, Saint Germain. Um, yeah, hit the ray of transmutation. That's why that came a long time ago. That energy was made clear to me a long time ago that that's what I was dealing with, but I didn't realize that I was going to be that good at it. I guess I'm very good at it. So uh, I'm always good at finding a way to make it for whatever is going on to make it come out to good. I'm going to keep working on that. Hey, Amber Dawn. You haven't. Amber Dawn. Hi. Well, we're just talking about the day that didn't, the big event that didn't happen and why it didn't happen. The day that predictive programming failed. It failed hard. Why? Because we didn't buy it. In some reality, in some timeline somewhere, they're living through whatever would have happened on the 23rd. But we're not. Isn't that odd to think? I mean, it's odd to think that in the past, in one of the past timelines that I have left, I'm dead. Uh, Over at that apartment over there during COVID, I died because that was what I saw happening. And yeah, when that happens, but I did get out of there and I did transition. I did pull it off to get here, much healthier place. 5 people died over there. So, at last count. But in this reality, I'm still here to talk to you. Isn't that great? Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, we didn't feed it our energy. We didn't feed the 23rd any kind of energy that it might have used to make anything bad. Where they're like, nope, no, it's just going to be a nice day, a nice sunny day. It was here. A nice golden sunny day. That's all it was. Beautiful day. I did some little ceremonies. I planted my plants. I transplanted some plants and planted others, which is a very naturey thing to do to honor the day. I rearranged my I think Venus is helping me too. I keep feeling like I want to rearrange my place and make it pretty here. I'm redoing my living room. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we manifest the outcomes for the highest good. Yes. It was a nice sunny day. That's all it was. It was just a beautiful sunny day, which is a wonderful thing. Do you realize what a wonderful achievement that is? Instead of some freaking disaster, we just had a nice, sunny, beautiful day. That's all. Yep, beautiful weather, mild, sunny, beautiful, nice little breeze. Plants were happy. Plants were so happy with the window open. So there was absolutely um, no drama of any kind because I walked away from it. There was somebody trying to pull me into drama, and I just walked the heck away from it. That woman was trying to pull me into the drama about the politics, and it's like I don't, I don't have time. If you're dumb about it, I just said what I thought. Hey, if you want, you know, it was that kind of thinking that got us the sad old sock puppet with somebody's hand up its butt uh, that we got now running the place. And if you want more of that, you just go right ahead. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. I'm kind of an orphan right now. A lot of people are. They don't know what they want, what they want to be. Are we? Do we even need those two parties? Are those two parties even going to still be valid? We really got to ask ourselves these questions because seriously, now those two parties, what are they doing for us? Are they just two sides of the same rusty old coin? Hmm? It's rainy here. Well, it was overcast here today. But you're going to change it to sunny. Okay. Yep. Any kind of drama. Anything for drama. Yeah. Anything for the drama. Cowboy, he don't like drama. He's lying around here being being the lazy baby that he is. He's just like he is, of course, hard at work training for the world class champion lounging events. He's also working on snoozing, on being a champion snoozer. And I think he's got a really good chance at the gold this year. And, you know, and how much does he care? Well, he knows that mom's going to take care of everything, right? For him, he has no worries. This cat, he's got no worries. I made him a nice place where he can sit and look out the window on a nice cushion. Didn't I, kitty? He likes it. Yes, he likes to sit up there and flirt with all the women walking their dogs as they go by. Yeah, craving for drama. And me, I'm craving for no drama. I'm craving for peace and happiness. That's what I'm craving. I like peace and happiness and fun and play and you know when things change over, I think we're going to see a lot more of that. A lot more of fun and happy and play. That's what we're manifesting. And yeah. So, we've been on an hour and a half already. Holy carp. We've been on an hour and a half. Let me move that. Okay. Yeah. It'll be nice to all finally meet. It will. And whatever all is going on with us all, we'll finally meet. We'll be able to give each other an actual hug instead of a virtual hug and be breathing free air. It'll be nice. It's very important for you to remember that you've already got that in the bag. It's already in your bag. It's coming. We just got to get to that point where we can pull it out of the bag and put it on and try it on, right? It's coming. So, and really, I'm not asking for this side or that side to win. I'm asking for the truth to come out. I'm intending the truth come out, and I'm intending that it's for the good of all, for the highest good, and that people are allowed to wake up and see that they wake up and see what's going on, are able to finally do that and be able to steer their own lives instead of being pushed into things. Yeah. Hold the line. Exactly. Hold the line, which is what we're doing. And if I'm on tomorrow, and I expect to be on tomorrow, but who knows what's going to happen. Things are just so changeable right now around here. But I will try to be on tomorrow. And we'll talk more about that too. I'm not going to be on real late tonight. Sorry about that, but I can't be on too late. I got some things I got to do tomorrow. Take care of some business. But so I'm going to cut it off at about 2 hours. Okay, folks? So it's about 20 minutes or so, a little like 25 minutes or so. So, but I want you to know you're all important in the scheme of things. What you believe and what you do does make a difference. You are not powerless, not at all. You're not just a cog in a machinery. You're way more. And you're not helpless. You're not hopeless. You are none of those things. You are powerful. You are powerful divine beings. And you are helping steer this evolution that we're going through. And the revolution is an evolution, and vice versa. The evolution revolution, the evolution of our species into a golden age. Yes. You're here. Yep. And you know what? And you're one of these days, I'm telling you, we're going to be telling the young people, yeah, I was there fighting in the resistance. I was there. I was one of the freedom fighters. That was long before you were born. Long before you were born. There were these people that were just trying to lock down humanity. And this is how we overcame them. In my mind, it's already done. It's already a done deal. Yeah, that was the old reality. Boy, that was really rough. But we made it through. This is how we did it. We're going to be telling those stories around our campfire, at our dinner tables, by the fireplace, wherever it is that we are. We're going to be telling it to the young people. Back in the old days, when we were still imprisoned, before we beat the cage door open. Yes, it will happen. The more you can hold these images in your mind, like, the other thing is gratitude. And I've been practicing that every day. If you can go around your place, it helps so much. Look at your place. And I have so much to be grateful for. I mean, I have some very beautiful things that I'm finally taking out of storage because I'm not in a place where it's all going to be stolen. Okay. So I'm actually taking some things, unboxing some things for the first time that are very nice that I haven't seen for maybe 20 years. I've been keeping boxed up and safe for 20 years. And I have some beautiful things. And one day I'll show you. You're probably tomorrow going to see my living room, how I'm changing my living room. It's not perfect, of course, yet. There's a lot of work to be done, but my progress, I'm going to keep you up to date with my progress on my living room and my garden. And, because before there was a time when I was thinking, I can't have a garden. I'm living in an apartment. Yeah, there's such a thing as a container garden, but how am I going to do that? Well, it's not as hard as you'd think. I mean, I don't even have, some of those things don't even have flower pots. You know what I'm using? I'm using the plastic items that food came in to grow some of those things that don't have very deep roots. They don't need a very deep container. I'm just using, you know, plastic material that food came in, food grade material. It's nothing, it's disposable stuff. But instead of throwing it away, I'm repurposing it and using it to grow food. So the expense is minimal. The purslane came from Paul's yard, cost me nothing. The soil, the microbes and bacteria and everything in his rich soil cost me nothing. He just brought me some soil to mix in with my soil to make it living soil. It didn't cost that much. Some flower pots that I already had lying around, and some plants that were already growing. And honestly, plants that I bought for food. Now, dig this. You can buy plants for food if you buy them organic. You can take the tops right off of them. A lot of things. Plant it in the ground and have more food. And I know it's going to take a while, but hey, every little bit helps, right? And the purslane is so abundant and right away. The purslane right away is giving you all kinds of nutrients immediately. It grows so fast, it spreads. It's one of those spreading plants. It's very pretty. It has a sort of a reddish stem and green leaves. It's very pretty. So I I am so happy with that. I think it's a beautiful plant. Plus, also you can eat it. I mean, and the fishies love it. And if the fishies eat the roots, it's only going to make them healthy. It's not going to hurt them at all. So it's great. The wish is for more beauty, more fun, more for us to get through this, have our celebration, have our places the way we want them, have our place, have our places, have our lives be beautiful and fun. Don't forget the fun. We don't want them to be safe and beautiful. We also want them to be fun. Let's intend fun too. That we're going to be having more fun. Okay? That somehow we're going to pull more fun into our lives because you need that. That's what I'm going to intend. More fun, more opportunities to enjoy ourselves and love our life. You know, I find just right now, just sitting in my nice living room and actually in somebody's in some people's view, it's probably a very humble place. I mean, all of my furniture, oh, well, almost all of my furniture is secondhand. I'm gradually fixing it up, some of it. Some of it really needs fixed up, and as I find the ways to fix it up, I'm going to fix it up, upgrade it all. But yeah, I have furniture that could be very nice if I upgrade it. I'm going to be working on that. I'll show you some of the stuff I'm doing to upgrade the furniture, to upgrade my living room. And, you should, there are some very cheap ways that you can just make your world beautiful. And so for Halloween, I decided for Halloween, my place it's not going to have the blood and gore type thing. It's going to have more of a spooky fairyland kind of a look, with ghosts, but spirits and and uh, you know, the elements, the fae, not the such the emphasis on the violence or death type thing. Although it is the season where we actually celebrate death because it is part of life. But it's going to be done in a different way. It's going to be done in a more respectful way. And my decorations and stuff are not going to be um, we're definitely not going to have the zombie thing going on or anything like that. Yeah, it's going to be more the way, more that it fits for me, more magical. So, how about intending more magical, more fun, more vibrant, more bountiful, more loving, more gentle? That the weather grow milder so that we can enjoy the outdoors and beautiful nature more? Yes, and with honor. Yes, with honor. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to transform my place. My place is going to be this beautiful, magical fairyland woods where the two worlds can meet peacefully and happily and coexist and in love and peace and all of that hippie sounding stuff and fun. I don't know. I don't know why people want to have untoward drama in their lives. It's, I guess, a learned thing. If they don't have enough drama, they'll go make some. I ain't gonna make any. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna walk away from it as much as possible. I'm walking away from the drama, drama, drama. As much as possible, I am fortunately, and I'm so thankful that I am at the point in my life where I do not have to put up with other people's drama on a constant basis anymore, where I can actually walk away from it when people try with the drama. Thank you. There's a door with a lock on it between me and that crap. Yeah. Yeah. One day, maybe that's part of it. One day we will be neighbors, right? Yeah. Complex PTSD. Yeah, that's what I've got. That's what Heather Don's got. I didn't even know that until recently. I started talking to Heather Don and she told me what it was. I'm like, that sounds like me. And I talked to my counselor and it's like, yep, that's what you got. Well, you never told me that. We haven't talked about it. So I'm kind of telling her, hey, we're going to talk about that. We need to talk about that now. How did that happen? Right. With PTSD needed to help divert their attention from their pain. Can you explain that statement a little bit, Michelle, a little bit more, dear? You have it too? Yeah. Well, a lot of us do. A lot of us have that. And actually, humanity as a whole, to a certain extent, Paul definitely agrees with me on this. I've heard him say it too. To a certain extent, we all have PTSD, all of us. To a certain extent, all of us have been traumatized repeatedly since birth and in some cases before. Yeah, me too. Abhor. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I didn't think you made an arbor about drama. I was hoping not. It was like the other night when I was trying to say, but when they were talking about boobs, Scotty was talking about boobs. Of course he was. Where is Scotty? Where is that boy? But yeah, and I couldn't type boob. It wasn't letting me type boobs. Fairly innocuous term. It's not like I have the child's filters on or something. I don't have children in the house. Except maybe Cowboy. He's kind of young, but not that young. Not for a cat. Oh, drama to escape emotional pain. Yeah. Yeah. If you live on Earth, you've been subjected to the kind of shit that gives you CPSD, yeah, PTSD. Absolutely. We have been traumatized over and over and over again. And when you go down the list of stressors, which I have, when you go down the list of stressors, well, most of the world has been exposed to a lot of those stressors. So that means, most of the world technically is mentally ill and needs help. Yeah. So, and most of us came from a codependent system, codependent family. As a matter of fact, I dare say, probably all of us that are here doing our job came from a codependent family. And it gave us yeah, in real life. Mhm. And it gave us the experience necessary. But see, we must remember that everything that we go through gives us the experience and the training necessary. Once we've learned to cope with that in our lives, then we can spread that, how to actually really heal from that. So it is very important for us to go ahead with that healing and heal ourselves, keep healing ourselves so that we can help other people heal themselves. Yep. And keep sharing information. As a matter of fact, most of the big or big channels on YouTube I don't even watch hardly anymore. They're just not that useful to me. Most of them are controlled in one way or another. The smaller private channel, more private, more, how can I say not private? Because they are open to everybody, but I mean the smaller channels that run by people like you and me. Those are the important ones to me now. We're the ones that are going to get the news out to each other, the real news. We're the ones that are going to look around and find the truth and bring it to each other's attention. And the real news is not the network news anymore. Those days are gone. We are the news now for each other. We are the news. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. We all need help, angels. And actually, let's stop a minute and send healing out to those who need it. I know Desert Rose hasn't been feeling good, and neither has Jim. Gemini Moon's been getting over something. So let's send some healing out. Angels and guides, please help and assist with the healing of these individuals who are in need. And the areas around the world that have been hit with disasters. Help the survivors to be able to deal with it. And okay, those of you who are left and listening, please straighten your spine if you can. And I just felt like this is something that needs to be done. And push your chakras back to your spine. Align your chakras. Too many of us have been doing things that have misaligned our chakra. We've been using our chakras to accomplish some things. That's okay. We do that. It's just, that's the way we do things. We do that. So just align them now. And, you got to take some time out during the day sometimes to do some maintenance. Just do some maintenance. Align them back to the spine and snap them right. Center them on the spine there. So they're nice and centered. Yeah. Okay. And expand. Uncrinkle yourself. Let yourself expand. And relax. Ah, what a sense of peace. Yes. Yes. Oh, gosh, that feels better. Just that much. I'm not kidding. Just that much. Try it. It's so much better. I feel so much better. You don't know what kind of tension you're holding until you do the expansion thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh geez, have I been doing that? My poor little body. My poor little avatar, what I put it through. Darling, darling little avatar. Here, let mommy help you. Let mommy help you and love you and give you some peace. Give you some comfort. Because our avatar kind of has a consciousness too, even though it's not quite like our soul consciousness. It has its own consciousness, its own awareness. So give your body some love and give it some attention. Let it know that you love it, you appreciate all it does for you. It allows you to interact with this realm. And it does many, many functions constantly all the time to do that. to keep you from losing your vehicle. So thank you, body. You're you're really wonderful. I'm going to take care of you, and I'm thankful that you and I are still together. Because some people they're just trying to get out of the flesh. It's like, well, maybe we should be thankful for this. We wouldn't be here if we hadn't decided to take the Earth School training. Yeah, shallow breathers. Yep. Well, thank you, Chloe. We love you too, dear. Yeah, just uncrinkle yourself. Let's put it that way. Just expand yourself, let yourself breathe, uncrinkle your aura. Stop trying to stuff it into a little tiny avatar when you know you are a huge galactic being. You're not going to stuff your whole self into a tiny little avatar. You're much larger than that. But still, we have to nurture that little avatar because it's helping us interact with this realm. So, okay. So it's been 2 hours. And I said I was going to say goodnight after about 2 hours. Do your breathing exercises, give your body some relief. Really, if you want to give your body some relief, breathe. Totally not kidding. Your body is waiting for you to quit having that stress and tension and actually focus on your breathing so that it can get some life giving oxygen. So, mm. 50 years young, huh? Okay. Yes, one love. One love. Love one. One love. Isn't that funny how I said it? One love. Love one. That's interesting. Love one, one love. Yeah, the breath is life. Yes. Oh, oxygen. It's one of the addictions I don't intend to give up anytime soon. Okay. From many one. Mhm. Okay, so I love you guys. I really appreciate your coming tonight. I hope you visit tomorrow. I hope to be on. If things go well, I'll be on. Hope to be on. And um, probably Wednesday. I don't know how things will go, but probably Wednesday. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm letting my guides call the shots and just hoping I see you when I can. Yeah, e pluribus unum, exactly. That was on our money all the time, right? Yeah, we are love. Well, you know what? It's like it's like that saying. They whispered, "You'll not survive the storm," and then she whispered back, "I am the storm." We are the storm. Okay, I am the storm. I am. I am the flood. I am the fire. I am the storm. Yes, I am the tsunami, and therefore I have a say in what is going to happen with all that. I am. I am all these things. I will try to be on more, but I just knew when I warned you, I knew that I wouldn't be able to be on. It's just been hard. It's been, yes. Just remember, when the storm comes, you are the storm. Remember that you can look at that storm and say, I love you. And a storm is for clearing negative energy. If you don't have negative energy, it it you don't need it. You don't need it to cleanse it. So you just give it up. Just give it up. Let the storm do what it does and split it and make it less violent. Just that they call that splitting the storm. But for me, it's more like just slowing, just sort of showing the storm love and saying, no, I make a choice that this is not what we need here right now. We just take the negative energy and transmute it and peacefully pass by. And it does. So, love you guys. Um, always working towards our freedom. I mean, that's really what my life is mostly about now. Aside from taking care of my personal needs and my little kitty cat here, my life is mostly focused on um, our freedom. That's what I do. Our healing, our freedom as a species, our our release from the clutches of fear and oppression. So that's what my life is now. Reminding you that you have superpowers and don't be afraid to use them. Because once you do, once you take that up, once you say that I am, then you own yourself, nobody else. Okay, love you. Yep, love will always find a way. You are all amazing. Thank you. Yes. Love the storm and all the elements, and they will bend over backwards to help you. Honestly, nature will love you back. Nature will love you back. Okay, good night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. I'll see you later.